The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of ParaX, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Dead Zone WDZRDB Worldwide. Welcome to the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show, March 15th. Man, we've been losing people left and right due to this illness. It's either the flu or the corona that's going around. I hope you guys are doing okay. Tonight's guests are Don Collin and Kelly Schaefer of Fringe Paranormal. You're going to like these guys. I think they're great. Don and Kelly are actually two of the three directors for their Fringe Paranormal team. And I think they also have some video out. Kind of give you some classes, some lessons, if you will. We'll be talking to them about that later on. But first...
Hey, this is Michelle. Join me Sundays at 8 o'clock Eastern for paranormal news and events.
Hello, this is Christopher St. Booth, and you're listening to The Dead Zone.
Paranormal news.
Alright, so for paranormal events here, from paranormalnewsinsider.com. Oh, I'm sorry, no, it's called Paranormal News Insider. It's paranewsinsider.com is the website. So they have a list of all kinds of stuff here you can go check out for yourself. I'm just going to go over some of the stuff here that's listed for ghost conferences and conventions in 2020. There's the Dead of Winter Festival. That's on February 8th, 2020 in Alton, Illinois. Rochester Winter Parafest 2020. That's February 29th through March 1st. Rochester, New York. There's the Twisted Waters Cruise. March 13th through the 16th, 2020, sailing from Port Canaveral, Florida. The Haunted Heights Paranormal Convention, May 8th and 9th, Houghton Lake Heights in Michigan. There's a Gift of Light Expo, that's March 14th and the 15th in Columbus, Ohio. Phenomenology 2020 is March 26th through the 29th in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Oregon Ghost Conference, March 27th through the 29th in Seaside, Oregon. SWF Paranormal and UFO Convention, March 28th. And that is, that says 2019, but I have a feeling that's a typo. It should be March 28th of 2020 in Fort Myers, Florida. The New England Parafest, April 3rd through the 5th in Kittery, Maine. This says for Friday and Saturday, and Stratham, New Hampshire on Sunday. Gift of Light Expo is April 18th and the 19th in Cleveland, Ohio. The Midwest Parafest, April 25th in Toledo, Ohio. The Bayou City Paranormal Symposium, April 25th and 26th in Pasadena, Texas. There's the Virginia City Paracon, May 1st through 3rd in Virginia City, Nevada. Like I said, you can go to the website and it goes on and on. There are a lot of events coming up this next year. So go to paranewsinsider.com and check it out for yourself. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great week.
2020 is just around the corner, and if you guys are anything like us at the Dead Zone, you probably already have your calendar filling up for the entire year. Well, you need to save a couple of dates open. I'm going to tell you why. We've got something really cool coming up, and who better to tell you about it than friend of the show, Robbie Thomas. How's it going, buddy?
How's it going, dude? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing much better than I was last night, you know?
Yeah, we went through this, didn't we?
Yes, we did, and man, I'm telling you, the more I tried, the worse I got. I just had to quit.
It happens.
Yeah. So, you've got a tour coming up.
Yeah.
Let's hear about
2020.
that. Yeah, 2020, and it's in several different states, right?
Yes, we are. We're going to be kicking it off in Ontario, Canada, in Windsor. From there, we're going to boot over to, I think it's Indiana, and then we're hitting Michigan, and then we're hitting Ohio. Pennsylvania's on the list, and then I think we're coming back to Michigan.
Right.
There's a lot of dates, actually, and the theme of this, you're going to love this. You ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it's all law enforcement based.
There you go.
We're going to be hitting every prison, every jail that's haunted you can think of.
Right.
From Jackson Prison in Michigan to the Crown Point,
Indiana. You heard that, guys.
Yeah, throw that out there. Indiana, folks, I'm coming, you Hoosiers.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I'm loving it. I love Indiana, so, I mean, why not throw that in there? And I might want to hit there again, so we'll see what happens.
That would be cool. That would be very cool. Yeah.
Wouldn't it? Yes, and come down and do a live show with you, maybe.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're dying for that, man. We've had John how many times, and we just never can get you in the studio. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. We're in like a temporary setup right now, and that's why we're having some issues with the microphones and all that. I think we've explained that to everyone. But yeah, that would be great, man. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Don't fill up your calendar just yet. Check these dates, and if you want to go ahead and just name them one more time, the actual dates, so people can get an idea of what they need to do to get the time off.
You got it. We're kicking it off June 6th in Canada. We're heading over into July, and actually the end of June and in July. We're going over to America, and we're going to hit America.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and we're going to be hitting Indiana in July.
There
we're going to be hitting, oh my gosh, Michigan in August, Ohio in August, and everything, all the information, folks. You can go to RobbieThomas.net. That's ROBBIE Thomas.net. All the information's there. It's going to be a great time. What you're going to see and what you're going to get done is this. I'm going to present all the murder cases for the last 30 years. I've worked with like the U.S. Marshals, state police, sheriff's offices, and you name it. And we're going to put them up, and we're going to go through all the cases, and then I got cases I've solved that nobody knows about, and then I'm going to test everybody's ability. And then we're going to go through the workshop and how the procedures, the techniques, the legalities of all doing this with law enforcement. And if you have the ability, you really want to learn more and broaden this is where you're going to learn. I'm endorsed openly by law enforcement, and they wanted me to do this, and this is what's going to happen. So we're going to do that, and then as a bonus, some of these places, we're going to go do a ghost hunt.
Do a hunt. All right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, you're not just going to go get a lecture. You're not going to just be talked to. You're going to be interactive, and then you're going to have a great time afterwards. So that's really cool.
Oh, definitely. I'm going to make people work on this tour. They're not just going to sit there and listen and stare. They're going to work.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Okay, well, man, like you say, I hope we can work it out when you do come back through, that we can have you in here. And I appreciate you coming on and letting everyone know. Is there anything else you want to let us know?
Nope, just be sure. 2020, 20/20. Mm-hmm. I see 2020. It's a Robbie Thomas Psychic Profiler Tour. It comes off the Psychic Justice Tour 10 years ago.
Right.
So when I was down through the States 10 years ago, remember that, Lee?
Yep.
That's when I did all the cases.
Right.
Now you're going to see what happened after.
Very
People
cool.
are going to see who I put in jail, who got arrested, and yada yada yada.
Very cool. Very cool. Man, I can't wait. We're gonna have to have you. We're gonna have to have you come on the show in between, maybe.
Sometime in between.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to blow anything. We don't give anything away. But yeah, that would be very cool. All right. Well, thank you very much, sir. This is WDZR DB Dead Zone.
If all radio stations in town were palm trees, we'd be the one with the biggest coconuts.
Here are the one, the only Dead Zone.
Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show. We're back in the studio with Fringe Paranormal. How are you guys?
Doing good. Great.
Doing great. All right. Yeah, I just when I called you earlier, I heard some odd sound that kind of spooked me. I thought maybe there was some corona going around there. How you guys dealing with that? What do you think about that?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
And we just found out about not having school for 3 weeks.
Yeah. How about that?
So it's a little crazy.
Where are you located?
I'm sorry?
Where are you located?
I'm in Milan, Ohio.
In Ohio. Oh, yeah.
I'm in
Yeah, Ohio. What I read online today was that the governor of Ohio pretty much shut down everything, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Okay, well, you guys, we're talking to Don Collins and Kelly Schaefer of Fringe Paranormal. Well, there are actually 3 founding or directors, I'm sorry, but you two are like the founders.
I'm sorry.
There's actually 3 directors in your team.
Well, there's 2 directors, but 3 of us founded the team together.
Okay.
And one of the founders isn't with us as often as we would like.
Okay, okay, I get you. I understand now. But you two, you are the founders, right?
Yeah, founders and directors.
Okay, what got you started?
Kelly? Well, I got started in about 2007. I found an ad on Craigslist looking for paranormal investigators. I thought, hey, this sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I always hear stories about ghosts and hauntings.
Right.
Let me find out for myself what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, we actually joined the same team, and then when that team broke up, our founder moved to a different state.
Yeah.
And then we decided we liked our team here in Ohio, so Don and I just kind of stayed together and put together Fringe Paranormal.
You know, that's kind of how we happen in rural Indiana Paranormal. I mean, we started out 2006. That's when we first started. But before that, we were with Indiana Ghost Trackers, and that kind of went south, and we did our own thing. That's very cool. It's very interesting. You guys, tell me a little bit about what you do. I mean, I even think you have videos, don't you? You've got like tutorial videos. Yes.
Yeah, we have a YouTube page, and we kind of talk about some of the places we've investigated and some of our evidence and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what we do, we investigate businesses, we do residential investigations, we also do urban legends.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of everything going on. That's why we call ourselves Fringe. We didn't want to be pigeonholed into just being like the quote-unquote ghost hunters.
Right.
We wanted to be able to investigate all aspects of the paranormal.
Well, good idea. Yeah, I mean, we've got one here, and I'm sure every town in the United States has the like a spook light hill or something like that, and swamp gas or what have you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. So, as far as the urban legends go, which ones have you found to be legit, and which ones have you found to be take or leave it, or have there any? I mean, it depends. It varies.
I don't know if there's anything that, as far as legitimate goes, as far as urban legends, but they are all based in reality. That's what I found.
Right.
We've done the Elmore Ghost Rider in Elmore, Ohio, a few times.
What's that? What was that again? The Ghost Rider?
The Elmore Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened is, the legend goes, a young man went off to war and left his sweetheart behind.
Yeah.
He comes back, finds his sweetheart in the arms of another man.
Oh.
He takes off upset on a motorcycle, has an accident, gets beheaded.
Okay.
So now what happens is you go out on a bridge on a certain day of the year, honk your horn 3 times, and his spook light comes down the road.
The spook light again. Yeah, I mean that's that's incredible.
We've done it many times. We have yet to see the spook light though.
Never seen it yet. You're right.
No. Maybe this year.
Maybe that would be cool if you do. Send video. Send video. Send photos. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyway, you guys started in 2006 like we did, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead and tell us about yourself. I mean, honestly, I don't know a lot about you. I mean, I'm reading your bio right now. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I mean, a lot of stuff on here. It kind of reminds me of what we do. I mean, you believe in all the like Loch Ness and that. Well, this is for Don. Loch Ness.
Well, I'm into everything basically. I started out when I was younger into like the Loch Ness monster, more cryptozoology.
Right.
Never thought much about ghosts and hauntings till I got older.
Right.
So that's basically what I concentrate on, but I'm trying to branch out of it now, actually.
Yeah. Now, why is that? Because it's kind of, you're realizing it's not really a lot of facts there to support it, or?
Well, because you don't hear a whole lot about the entire paranormal world as a whole. It seems like there's so much focus on ghosts and hauntings, which is fine, but I think there needs to be more focus on other areas as well, because it's a big paranormal world.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I think a lot of the paranormal shows.
That shows.
Kind of like the shows that are on Travel Channel and things like that.
That are fake.
I feel like they kind of ruined it in a sense for your average ghost hunter.
Absolutely.
There's not like a lot of scientific value put on anything anymore. It's all
for show. It's all for show. It's all for show. It's all for ratings. That's what it is. Exactly. What it is. Yes.
And I think that's soured a few people anymore too. Yeah. I've been kind of doing more ghost towns. That's kind of been my passion lately. I've been traveling to different areas and doing different ghost towns and things like that.
Yeah.
And then trying to write a little travel blog-ish kind of thing about it.
Well, that's very cool. Have you been to Indianapolis at all?
I haven't. Is there good stuff there?
There, evidently, now I have not been there. We haven't been there. Evidently, there's catacombs under Indianapolis that you can go to. I mean, that should be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got spring break coming up.
There you go. Very cool. Man, there's another thing I want. Oh yeah, the movies. This is for you actually, Kelly. You grew up watching all these movies, The Exorcist, and oh yeah. Now, did that have an influence on you? Even though they're movies, right?
Yeah, books and movies. That's my genre. That's what I've always read, more paranormal, haunted house types of books and movies. Mm-hmm. And I think they've always sparked my interest and always made me wonder what else could be out there besides just our physical world that we live in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and like you say again, and we totally agree. I mean, Michelle and I, do the merchandising for the Ames team of the Travel Channel. Right. Now you know who that is. If you don't, then it's the Mountain Monsters. And
no, I don't think I've seen that one.
Okay, well, it hasn't been on for quite a while, and people are getting really upset. They went from doing what they do, the I can't speak now, zoological, the hunts that they do, and again, of course, it's TV. The producers moved more towards the paranormal, and the fans just hate it. You know what I mean? What I mean? They want to come back to the grassroots of the program of what they did before. I mean, but what can you do? I mean, it's TV, it's ratings, and they do everything they can to make money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a Bigfoot track, or have you ever seen anything like that?
I have not. I wish. I've seen Bigfoot speakers and stuff. I've seen plaster casts of them, but I've never actually seen one on my own.
Right.
So, and we haven't done a whole lot of Bigfoot hunting. I would love to do that yet. It's kind of on our radar, stuff we'd like to do.
Right.
The Ohio Grand and more in southern Ohio would be kind of fun to just, I don't expect to find anything, but just to kind of be immersed in that whole culture. Would be
yeah,
cool.
you're in Ohio. You're right there at Salt Lake too. I mean, you can go up there and check that out, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's Salt Fork.
Salt
Lake,
Fork, yeah, Salt Fork Lake.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and a speaker I just saw talked about that. He said there's a Bigfoot conference there, but it's already sold out. I think it's in May. and it's already sold out.
Yeah, they do that. Every year they do that up there. Actually, they have a hunt there too. I think they might even allow camping there. I'm not sure. I know the lodge, you can get a room there and that kind of thing. But
yeah,
very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we push that aside, let's talk about your investigations that you can talk about that aren't residential, that kind of thing, that you've all been on together. What is the one that stands out in your mind that really makes you want to go back and actually, if it's possible, scared you a little bit?
Yeah, well, there was an investigation we had in East Toledo. The claims were the residents were seeing shadow people.
Yeah.
So we investigated the house, and as we did the investigation, it was dark, of course. We were sitting in the living room doing EVP sessions and whatnot, and we started hearing this banging or rustling in a room next door, which was empty.
Uh-huh.
And we discovered it was coming from a closet. Well, there was nothing living in the closet.
Right.
We couldn't explain that.
Right.
And then later through our research, we had learned that where the people were seeing the shadow person was walking down the stairway.
Yeah.
We later discovered that when the house was remodeled, the stairway as it was currently had been turned.
Okay.
So the shadow person that was going through the wall was actually walking
down
where
the
old
stairs.
stairway used to be.
Absolutely, yeah. That's very cool. Any photos? Anything like that?
No photos. It's pretty hard to get actual legitimate photos, in my opinion, of ghosts and haunts.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not good with photography either. I feel like there's so many, especially now with, Photoshop and all that kind of stuff, there's so many ways things can be messed with that it's hard
you can fake
to really
it.
tell if there's a legit photo.
Right, you can fake anything. I mean, that's what I do for a living. I'm a graphic designer. I can fake up anything you want. You know what I mean? And
oh yeah,
that's why we don't post a lot of things, because people are going to think, yeah, right, whatever. Yeah, but
yeah.
Okay. What's your go-to piece of equipment other than yourself?
I'm going to go simple and say the digital voice recorder.
Right, that's the way Dustin is.
In my opinion, I think EVPs are the most credible evidence other than good video or anything like that.
A good video. Now, what's your opinion? Just speaking of videos, what's your opinion on? We're going to call them orbs, but I like to call them dust. What's your opinion on that?
About the same.
Yeah. There are so many explanations for orbs. I'd say 99.9% of orbs can be explained naturally.
Right.
So we try not to even waste our time with orbs unless it's something extraordinary.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we've got.
And it's the whole photography thing that there's so many different ways you can cast shadows and cause reflections and things like that it's hard to tell.
Right. We have a few. We have a few on our page. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And actually, Kelly brought this to my attention that before digital cameras, orbs were not existed on film.
Now, imagine that, right?
Yeah.
That flash took a little while, right?
Yeah.
What I was going to say is on our it's either on the Facebook page or on the actual website. I don't know. It is a Facebook page. We have a couple of interesting ones. There's one, and it's really hard to see. It was at what was the I can't remember the name of it now. It's a reformatory here in Indiana. One of these here. It's a static camera on the ground, and it's pointing towards a hallway and a stairway. Right down that stairway comes something, and most everyone that sees it thinks it's a cat. Which people say that there is a cat in that place, and whatever, that's fine. But the other interesting thing, as that comes down, adjacent to it, in the center frame, you can see dust or orb, whatever, come down and make a sharp turn into a doorway. That was kind of weird to me, because ordinarily you don't see that kind of movement, right?
Right. Oh, that's interesting.
It was very interesting. Yeah, it was. And like, okay, I can't explain it. I mean, we weren't there. I mean, we were off somewhere else in the building, but it was great and really cool. Let's go with. I agree with you. Yeah, I think a digital camera and a digital recorder is really all that you need in your mind. Anyway, you know, if you're in a state of mind. Anyway.
I agree. I would say the same thing. Some things, like a couple of the EMF detectors, maybe a REM pod or a K2. I mean, they're nice if you can get something else in conjunction with their activity.
Yes. Yeah, well, we did that at the same building. As a matter of fact, the second time around we went through there, we did the Worldwide Ghost Hunt. We were part of that and did a thing there with another team. And in one of the rooms with two different K2s and recorders, we caught them going off. They were going crazy, right? In this room where this thing had happened, or this woman had did something to herself. And one of the tour guides of the building likes to make remarks about this woman and say not very nice things. And on that recorder that we had, it's on the website too, I believe, or on the Facebook page. I want that guy dead. And as clear as day. And there was more people standing around in that little room than we ever take on investigations. And they all heard it. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Very crazy.
Well, he wasn't being very nice, I guess.
Oh, well, it was one of those cases. It was way back in the day when they didn't understand about hot flashes and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So
when they did a lot of the provoking and everything. Hopefully a lot of teams have moved away from that.
Yeah, and she went crazy, basically. And, wow. And she had hung herself in her cell. And he does nothing but, well, what was that? He does nothing but, talk bad about her during the tours, and she doesn't like it.
Well, I don't blame her.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people say that, the way you were in life is the way that you'll be in the afterlife. So,
I believe that 100%, yes.
A sad, angry person then, she's probably kind of a sad, angry spirit now.
Yeah, I believe that 100%, yeah. I mean, if you believe in if you believe in a ghost, if you're stuck here, then you are the same person as your ethereal being that you were as a human being, right? And nothing's going to change just because you're dead, right?
Right.
Right. Okay, do you guys have anything at all coming up in the near future? I know this Corona thing is shutting everything down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually do. We have something we do on a regular basis throughout the year. This goes back to actually 2010 when we first were starting with our own group, Fringe Paranormal.
Right.
At that time, one of our members was actually at a karate studio in an old school in Bowling Green.
Yeah.
So she said, hey, you guys need to investigate this school because we got some activity going on. So we did a few investigations at the South Main School in Bowling Green. We got all kinds of activity like EVPs, like slamming doors, footsteps.
Right.
So anyway, the place was sold in 2011 and stood vacant till about 2013. So fast forward to about 2017. After we jumped through a few hoops and whatnot, we were actually able to gain access to the building again and become its caretakers.
Oh, well, very cool, yeah.
So now we have kind of our own ghost lab at the South Main School.
So you do, and okay. I see. That's something I must have passed over here. So you have your own location that you can invite people in, or people can come in and.
Right. Yes, we do host private and public ghost hunts at the school.
Very cool. Okay.
Every year. And we actually have a Facebook page for the Haunted South Main School, which is where anybody can find information and book an investigation.
Okay, well.
During one of our first public hunts at the school, it was probably about like 8, 9 o'clock. We were sitting in one of the rooms just, doing EVPs and observing what might be going on in the school.
Right.
We were banging in one of the hallways as if it sounded almost like a big sheet of plywood fell from the ceiling onto the floor.
Right.
So, of course, we checked it out. There was nothing we could find that would have made that noise.
Right.
So,
I believe you. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, absolutely. So, now that you said that, and now that you've made that, you put that out there, what is the location, and if you want to, what are the prices? I mean, what are your hours of operation, days of operation, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so the haunted South Main School is located in Bowling Green, Ohio, which is about half hour southeast of Toledo.
Right.
Investigations are usually Saturdays from 7 p.m. till about 2 a.m.-ish or so. We're pretty flexible on the times.
Right.
We charge about $350 for the whole night.
Okay, so you for the whole night, you say until 2 a.m. Now, you're not a believer in the what a lot of people call the witching hour, right? 3 o'clock in the morning. It's when all bad stuff happens, and ooh, whatever, right?
No. If people want to stay a little bit later, that's fine. It's their investigation. They can pretty much do what they want, use whatever theories they want.
Right. They're unsupervised.
Yeah, out of the way unless they need something. The building has a lot of actual haunted history to it. We know for sure that 2 students have passed away while enrolled at the school. Not necessarily in the school, but while they were enrolled.
Oh, well, they were there. Okay.
We do have a witness account that tells us a janitor at the school actually passed away of a heart attack.
Okay.
They couldn't remember the person's name, so we can't verify the name or identity, but that's something that's an ongoing project.
Right.
I will say that just recently we did discover something. We discovered that in about the early 1900s or late 1800s, a contractor passed away in front of the building early in the morning, and they carted him off. He had a heart attack.
In front of the building there, yeah, okay.
Right, on the property, so...
I would say another interesting thing about the school is the area that the school is built on now was once called the Great Black Swamp.
Oh, really?
In that area of Wood County in Ohio.
Yeah.
So it was all swampland back when Native Americans roamed the land and everything. So there was a lot of just kind of tragedies and deaths and malaria and all that kind of stuff back on just the land. So,
right.
I don't know. I kind of lean towards, I think maybe the land also has something to do with the activity that we get at the school.
I get a lot of feelings about that too. There's places that they say they're haunted. I don't necessarily think the place is haunted. I think it might be the ground that it's built on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think it could be possibly both with this building.
That's interesting that you say that. I mean, there's an event coming that we're going to be attending. We're going to be at in Ohio, by the way, unless they cancel it. Who knows with the way things are going right now.
Right.
Poasttown, Ohio. Have you heard of that place, the school?
I definitely have an interest in going there. We'd like to see that school too. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be there, hopefully, unless they cancel it or whatever they do. This is really crazy what's going on right now.
Yeah.
But the story behind that was the train wreck, basically.
Yeah.
And actually,
I have forgot about that place.
Yeah, you can check it out online. There's tickets available right now if you want to check it out. And there's also T-shirts that I did for the event too. Shameful promotion. Sorry. Shameful promotion. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I got lost in my own conversation here. I just told Don, I think we've talked to them before. I'm not
that
sure.
post out? Yeah.
I know it is on our list.
Yeah. Of course, the curator and a friend of ours, Jason Snyder, is the one that's putting it on. So if you know Jason, then yeah, very cool. And man, love to come to your place too. It'd be great.
Yeah, well, check it out. That'd be fun.
I will say this: I don't know if Kelly likes me always offering her up like this, but she has an awesome story about the school.
Okay, let's hear that. That's what we're here for. Yeah.
All right. Well, as you've heard, we've been doing this quite a long time, and I've always been iffy about shadow figures because I've never personally seen one until about a year ago. Yeah. At the school, we were having a group come in, and it must have been December, January, because it's pretty hot, and our school doesn't have any electricity. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have any heat. It doesn't have any water. So Don was upstairs on the first floor putting together a propane heater. We do keep one warm room while teams are there investigating.
Right.
So I went out to my car to get some equipment. This is probably 7 o'clock at night. It's about dusk. Came back in, and when you come in the door, you can either see up to the first floor or down to the basement. Yeah. And down in the basement, I noticed a figure. And I just assumed it was Don, and I kind of yelled, "What are you doing? I thought you were getting the heat ready." And then I went up to the first floor with my stuff, and he was up there putting the heat together.
And he was, okay.
Yeah, so it's just one of those anticlimactic things. I really thought, Don's in the building, it's got to be Don.
Right.
So it wasn't until later I kind of thought, it's like, I didn't really see any facial features or anything. It was just a shadow.
Right.
So I did see a shadow person down there in the basement that I can't explain. I kind of walked around, checked all the different doors, checked all the different angles, shown a flashlight in all different directions, and can't quite recreate what I saw.
Right. What was the basement used for when it was a school?
The cafeteria is down there, believe it or not. There's cafeteria and the kitchen's down in the basement, which is weird.
Yeah.
And the custodian was down there.
Right.
And I almost saw the shadow figure like right in front of where the custodian's door, the room is to the custodian's room.
Very cool.
And beyond his room, there's a big boiler room with our Freddy Krueger boiler in it.
Oh, man, yeah.
It's an interesting place down there.
Right. You can't get any records or any kind of information on the old school there, at the library or anything like that?
It's so hard to find. We just keep finding needle in the haystack kind of things. Or we'll find a bunch, a file of a bunch of stuff that happened in the 40s, and then a file of a bunch of stuff that happened in the 80s.
Right.
And trying to find a total history. I don't know why we don't really have any luck finding yearbooks and things like that.
That is weird.
We have had some people come in that went to the school, actually attended the school as kids.
Yeah.
And they've come in and filled us in a few gaps, but again, that's pretty recent.
Yeah.
Compared to how long the school's been around. The school's been around since 1890.
You would think there would be records.
We find some, but like I said, it's kind of needle in a haystack kind of thing.
Right.
We've been doing it for about 3 years at the school, and just recently, as I mentioned before, we just found out about this contractor who died on the property in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So
yeah.
You never know when we're going to find something or how we're going to find it.
Right. You don't. You're right. You're correct.
And
wow.
Also interesting. We'll just sometimes people contact us and want to get in the building, so maybe a Sunday afternoon or something, we'll let some people in. And just recently, we let a couple in whose mother used to go to school there, and they went to school there.
Yeah.
And they saw a picture on the wall, because when we find old pictures, we kind of post them up, trying to do kind of a trigger object kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
textbooks would be great. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they noticed the girl in the picture that was probably in first, second grade in the picture, and realized she was one that another girl from the school wrote a book about, because she was murdered by a serial killer in Detroit.
Oh my gosh. No kidding.
These two girls were friends at South Main School, and then just their lives kind of went different ways, and the one was a teacher, and she wrote a book about the other one. So we would never found that out if we wouldn't have just had somebody strolling through and seeing the picture.
Wow, that's very fucking. That's interesting, man. And that's not that far away.
No,
Wow, I wonder if maybe she might be there.
I mean, it's possible, because based on what the book tells about her life as she got older, she did not have a good life. So obviously, back in her younger days, that would have been a time you would like to go back to.
That would have been what you would. Yeah, you would.
That was 60s, 70s.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Did they find the killer, or it was just?
They know who it is. There's a whole book about it.
Oh man, okay.
We read the book. It was very interesting.
Wow, that kind of.
Just like I say, bits and pieces that you don't know where you're going to get your information from. We would never have known.
Right.
That these people wouldn't have come through the school. So.
Right. Man, that kind of threw me for a loop there for a minute. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Like you say though, the place I just talked to you about earlier, the not Mansfield. Gosh darn it. I cannot remember the name of the place. It's right here in Winchester, Indiana. It's, gosh, blasted.
It's another reformatory, though?
It's a reformatory, yes.
Okay.
But what's crazy is, it had burnt once, rebuilt, and there's a cemetery on the ground, and they're still finding the plots, finding the bodies, and they haven't found them all yet.
Wow.
And the records are who knows? You know what I mean? So you have to have people come by with a ground penetrating radar, or even as simple as using metal detectors to walk through the field to search for coffin nails.
Yeah. Huh.
That's crazy.
That's eerie.
It is crazy. But you guys need to, if you can, if you get a moment, come down and check out those catacombs in Indianapolis. They're really
I'm writing
cool.
that down right now.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Cool place to go to.
The catacombs in Indianapolis, they also have, there's a tour that goes through India and shows you different places. McNabb, she was murdered in her room.
Wow.
She was a doctor there, all kinds of crazy stuff. Man, that'd be really cool. If you do, let us know. We'll come with you. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
That sounds like fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. That would be great. One more
people interested in the paranormal would be like, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does. It really does.
It does.
Okay, I'm going to have to let you guys go, but before I do that, I want you to tell us everywhere we need to go to find your books, to find your website, to find information on you, whatever.
Okay, well, for Fringe Paranormal, you can go to our Facebook page, Fringe Paranormal Investigations. For our website, we have fringeparanormal.com.
Mm-hmm.
For the Haunted South Main School, we're on Facebook as the Haunted South Main School.
Very cool.
On the web, you can find it at hauntedsouthmainschool.wordpress.com.
There you go.
We try to do a newsletter once a quarter, so if anybody wants to email us or anything about getting our newsletter,
You can subscribe. Right.
Yeah, we talk about the school and just basic paranormal stuff.
Very cool. And you can subscribe to that newsletter. You guys hear that, right? Okay. All right. Well, Donnie Collins, Kelly Schaefer, let us know if you come to Indianapolis. Let's go together.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
That would be so cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can have you back if you're up to it.
Yeah,
anytime.
Damn son of a bitch!
We have had some technical problems.
Hit it!
31 seconds, and we're going for auto sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dead Zone WDZRDB Worldwide.
Your source for everything paranormal. Para X.
Get sick.
Another Millions of people are affected by the Para-X bug.
I realize that it is something that will stay with me for the rest of my life and long into the afterlife as well.
If you have the Para-X bug, there is hope.
With a nightly visit to the Para-X website and intensive past life regression therapy, I can control it.
Even with the Para-X bug, I can still lead an active life of radio show hosting, paranormal investigating, evidence checking, attending conferences, book writing, keeping up with the latest technology, and still keep my 40-hour-a-week day job.
If you think that you have the Para-X bug or know someone who might, visit para-x.com. And remember, you are not alone.
I am not alone.
I
am not alone.
The Para-X bug may cause the urge to chase shadow people, visit exotic haunted locations, adopt a pugwudgie, or spend all of your time trying to figure out the laws and principles of paranormal investigation. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects.
Sudden visions of full-body apparitions, or feeling the covers being pulled off you in the middle of the night by unseen hands, may also be signs of exposure to the Para-X bug.
The use of Para-X may be habit-forming, and an overwhelming desire to provoke spirits may be a serious side effect. If these symptoms last more than 4 hours, you should quickly consult a trusted witch and have her cast a "What the hell are you thinking?" spell on you. If symptoms persist, please contact the Para-X Radio Network Homeland Security Team for further instructions.
The Para-X bug may cause urges for late-night speaking with spirits and ghosts. Listening to Para-X may increase these effects. Overwhelming desire to try provoking a spirit may be a serious side effect. Those with Para-X bug effects lasting more than 4 hours should consult Para-X or see a professional. Sudden outbursts at the mention of orbs may be a sign of exposure to the Para-X bug. Use of Para-X may be habit-forming. Use caution when engaging in Para-X chat.
Your source for everything paranormal. Para-X. If you've enjoyed this episode, share it with your friends.
This is the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Thanks for listening.